Today we're going to be ranking all 29 Naruto anime openings, including Naruto Part 1 and Naruto Shippuden. Now, I know that everybody's going to have a different list, and it's pretty much mathematically impossible for two people to have the same exact list with 29 songs ordered the exact same way. The odds for that are astronomical. So definitely comment your list down below. If you don't want to comment like the 29 songs, you can comment your top 5 or your top 10. I'm very curious to see what you think. I'm going to be using 4 main factors, I would say, to rank every song, which are going to be how much I like the song itself, the visuals of the opening, the part of the story where that opening was used, and also nostalgia. Now, the rankings are going to be decided by an amalgam of these 4 criteria, but the most important one is the song itself. It doesn't matter if the song is in the most amazing part of the anime, if it has the most beautiful animation in the opening. If the song is bad, it's not going to rank well. Now, let's start off with number 29, the absolute worst opening in the Naruto series and a terrible song is gonna be Bluebird. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. It's not Bluebird. It's not even close. Number 29 is actually Kanashimi wo Wasashi Sani. This is the third opening of Naruto Part 1, and it just absolutely pisses me off for so many different reasons. It's not that this song is bad. It's that my ears hurt when I listen to it. The high-pitched voice of that woman singing is absolutely terrible. There's nothing redeemable about this song whatsoever. It's just low quality music. No, it's terrible. I hate it. And that's not the only terrible thing about it. The worst part is that this terrible opening was used in one of the best parts of the entire Naruto series, which is the tuning exams. So they used this terrible opening for one of the coolest arcs in shonen history, and it also comes right after Haruka Kanata, which is one of the best openings in anime. So the drop in quality is absolutely amazing, and every time this opening begins, like if I listen to 2 seconds of it, I cringe. It doesn't match the tone of the story. It's kind of a happy beat opening for the middle of the tuning exams when Orochimaru is killing Hiruzen and all that crap is happening. And it's just a terrible song, which I hate so much. Number 28, Totsugeki Rock. This is the 11th opening of Naruto Shippuden. It's a bad song in a bad part of the story because it happens in the beginning of the war arc with a lot of filler spliced in between. So it's definitely not a good place of the story for you to put an opening anyways, because it's not going to be very well remembered. And it's also a pretty damn bad song. It doesn't assault your ears when you listen to it like Kanashimi wo Wasashi Sani, but it's really damn bad. I don't think I ever even listened to the whole thing more than 2 times because I just can't. It also doesn't fit the tone of the story at all. It's just a bad song, and the visuals of the opening are also too goofy and bad. So overall, pretty damn terrible. Number 27 is going to be New Song, the 10th opening of Naruto Shippuden, also in the beginning of the war. This section of the story had an absolute collection of terrible openings, by the way. And yeah, it kind of fits because it is one of the worst parts of the story, especially in the anime with the amount of filler we get. And this opening is absolutely sleep-inducing. The voice is ugly when it sings. That guy's just not a very good singer. The visuals are also kind of goofy, which doesn't really fit the Naruto story, especially in that part. And it's just overall a bad song that I always skipped when I was watching the anime. Number 26 is going to be Moshimo, which is the 12th opening of Naruto Shippuden. It's that one. It's not a very good song. The guy sings with a very high-pitched voice, which is very annoying. It's also kind of slow and boring. Also pretty sleep-inducing. Not very good at all in terms of music quality. And guess what? It's also in that beginning section of the work where you get pretty much every single terrible opening in the Naruto series, except for the absolute worst one, Kanashimi wo Wasashi Sani. It's just absolutely unexciting, boring. Nobody cares about that opening. I may be sounding a little bit harsh here in the beginning of the video, but it's just because there are a lot of openings in the Naruto series and some are going to be stinkers, but I actually tend to like most of them. We're almost out of the woods of the really bad ones. Number 25, Line, which is Naruto Shippuden opening 18. It's the crystal opening where every single character is trying to reach out for the crystal, and it is one of the most boring sleep-inducing openings in the series. The guy who's singing it sounds like he just woke up. He's like, it's not a very exciting song whatsoever, and the visuals don't help that also. And this is actually in the worst part of the Naruto series, the the worst ever section, which is the Kaguya fight, the part that literally ruined the entire franchise, so I just kind of ignored that part of the story completely. And think about this for a second, a lot of people say, oh, it's so thematic, they're reaching out for the crystal, but the only person who actually gets it is Naruto in the end, and Madara gets his heart pierced because he got his heart pierced by Zetsu, and that was the worst scene in the history of fiction, quite literally, I mean that. I do not like this opening one bit, it's pretty terrible, I never listened to it, I just listened for this video because I was listening to all of them to rank them properly. It doesn't rank lower because the music quality is a bit better, even though the guy is trying to make you fall asleep. At least he doesn't annoy you with his voice, if that makes any sense, but it could have been ranked lower, to be honest. Now we're gonna get to the part where we leave the songs I actively despise, and we're just gonna get into the songs that I don't care too much about, but it's kind of whatever. Number 24 is gonna be Tomei Data Sekai, which is that one. It's the Naruto versus Pain fight. It's the Pain arc song, essentially. I don't like this song very much. It's not the most pleasing song to listen to, especially in such a climatic arc. It feels a little bit too calm. Not really my style of music, but I have to say, I mean, the part of the story this song is located is pretty damn cool. I just don't really have any good nostalgic memories from it because I always skip that song. But the visuals in that opening are pretty great. We see several different battles in the background and stuff. However, there's a problem with that because there's a lot of false advertisement. We see, for example, Sakura, Ino, and Hinata fighting against Conan, and this never happens at all. It's just, oh, let's clickbait people with the opening. I guess spoiling people with the opening is worse, but spoiling people with a spoiler that's not even gonna happen and just make people anticipate that it's even worse. So I don't like that about the opening. They do a lot of things like that, making promises that never pay off because it never really happens in the story. So yeah, the best part of this opening are the visuals. Some of them are lies. So yeah, it doesn't rank very high because the song's not very good. Sorry if you really love this song because it's in the Pain arc, but I just don't, dude. Calm down. Number 23 is gonna be Namika Satellite, which is Naruto Part 1 opening 7. And this is a complete filler opening because it's in an essentially a filler arc in Naruto Part 1 after the Naruto vs Sasuke fight. There were 3 seasons of pure filler garbage. I barely watched any of those filler episodes after the Naruto vs Sasuke fight, so I have very few memories of this opening at all. It's kind of like I listened to it for the first time for this video, but it's not a bad song. It's just that I don't have an emotional connection to it at all, and it's not an amazing song either. So it's just like, it's whatever. It's better than the terrible songs that came before it, but it doesn't really excite me because I don't even remember it. Number 22 is gonna be Yura Yura, Naruto Part 1 opening 9. This is also another filler opening, but this song is actually pretty damn good. It's a shame I just don't have any emotional connection to it because, as I said, I didn't watch these episodes very much. But the song and the visuals for this opening are actually really good. You have those silhouettes of the characters. It's very well done. It's such a shame it was in a filler arc that doesn't matter for the story at all. Like, it has a nice ring to it. Pretty good. Number 21 is going to be Kana no Kokoro, which is Naruto Shippuden opening 20, the final opening of the Naruto series. Now, the song for this one is actually pretty nice. It's calm, relaxing, and almost like nostalgic because it is the final opening of the story, and you see visuals in the opening that, well, essentially reminisce about the entire series, which is very nostalgic and heartwarming, but it wasn't a very great part of the series because all that section of the story after the Naruto vs Sasuke final battle was filler and not very good at all. Still, it is a cool opening for what it is. You have that final moment of goodbye that you're saying to the series, and it's emotional, but, well, it would have been better if it was in a better section of the story or if the filler were written better. And the slower melodic tone to the song is also very good for this part of the story because of these emotions that everybody's feeling. Oh, we're gonna say goodbye to Naruto, it's so sad. So it works much more as a meta opening than anything else. Like, oh, okay, we get it, this is the final time. It's not as much about what's happening in the anime because, to be honest, most of the visuals in the opening are not even from what's happening there, it's from what happened before in the series so that people get nostalgic about it. Number 20 is gonna be Niwaka Ame ni mo Makezu, which is Naruto Shippuden opening 13. It's an okay song. It's a little bit too happy for my taste. Like, the melody is like, it's too happy for me. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not my taste. Let's put it that way. The part of the story of this song is actually really nice. It's when Madara is introduced. We have the Madara versus 5 Kage fight, and the visuals for that, well, they're pretty good with the 5 Kage fighting Madara and stuff. The animation there is very cool. They take some liberties with the 5 Kage versus Madara fight. Obviously, they include some stuff that never happens, but still, it's not as blatant false advertisement as putting Hinata, Ino, and Sakura versus Conan. But overall, the song doesn't really do it for me very much. That's why it's not ranked very high. Number 19 is gonna be Distance, aka You Are My Friend. I'm singing the songs because I can't actually put them here because of copyright stuff, so you just have to bear my beautiful voice singing them from time to time so that you understand which song it is. Now, this is a very nostalgic opening because it's from the very beginning of Naruto Shippuden. However, it's the Tenchi Bridge arc. The Tenchi Bridge arc is one of the worst arcs in the Naruto series, which I don't like very much. And I don't like the song that much either. It's fine for what it is, but it's a little bit too on the nose. Like, you are my friend, Naruto and Sasuke coming together. Oh, they're gonna hug each other. What are they gonna do there in the opening? I don't know. Yeah, this is Naruto Shippuden opening number 2, and I'm not a big fan of it. Not terrible, though. There is some nostalgia factor here that's bumping up a little bit of the grade, I would say. If it was like in the war arc, this opening would rank much lower. Number 18 is gonna be Kaze, which is Naruto Shippuden opening 17. It's that one. It's the Might Guy versus Madara fight opening. A lot of visuals about Might Guy versus Madara in the opening itself, though the animation is a little bit weird. The character designs are a little different from what you're used to in a bad way. Like, it looks like they're not drawn properly in the opening itself. There's that Japanese aesthetic with the tatami stuff and the sakura petals and all that, but still, the song is fine, I suppose. Not my favorite by any means, but not terrible. And sure, the part of the story it's happening is actually pretty great when Guy fights Madara. It's just that terrible things are about to happen. Kaguya appearing, Black Zetsu stabbing Madara from behind, and also the Might Guy versus Madara animation was not good whatsoever. That fight was so much better in the manga, which really disappoints me because it was supposed to be amazing in the anime. So this opening doesn't do it for me for all those reasons, but it's not terrible by any means. Number 17, Rocks, aka Naruto Part 1 Opening 1, the very first Naruto opening. Now, this song has a very retro feeling to it. I don't know if that was done on purpose or just because this song was recorded over 20 years ago, but it is the first song that we see in the Naruto openings, and it does have a nostalgic feeling to it. However, it's not as nostalgic as it could have been for me because when I grew up watching Naruto, that was not the opening they showed on TV. It was an alternative opening that they sent to the West. Many of you guys who watched Naruto back in the day on TV probably know it's that one. And then there's the guy tossing like a trunk towards Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi and Sakura. They have to jump away from it, and it's like 30 seconds long. It's not very long at all. So I never really listened to the original Rocks opening song when Naruto was coming out on TV, which means that I don't really have a lot of nostalgia for it, but it's a good song. So yeah, it definitely deserves this place. And definitely, if I had grown up with this song, I would have probably put it much higher, but I haven't. So yeah, 17 is fine. Number 16 is gonna be Hotaru no Hikari, aka Sha-la-la, Itsukekita. It's Naruto Shippuden opening 5. And now we're actually getting into the songs that I quite enjoy. I mean, this one is not at the top of the list, but it's a pretty good one, I'll say. I think many people really like this one. It's just not my favorite. It does have that very somber tone and tragic vibe to it. The visuals are kind of mid, let's be real here. They didn't do anything special with them, but it isn't a cool part of the story when Hebi is forming, Sasuke's collecting his group, they're gonna go after Deidara and stuff. It's a pretty cool song because it's in a cool part of the story. It just doesn't reach the heights of the best openings of Naruto, but it's a cool one, I'll say that. Number 15 is gonna be Gurren, Naruto Shippuden opening 15. It's just a nice rock song, dude. It's the one. It also happens in a pretty cool moment of the war arc, not one of the bad ones, because it's when they're fighting against Madara and Obito, that cause cool stuff, divine trees coming out, things are going crazy, and the visuals are also pretty good. Number 14 is gonna be Closer, Naruto Shippuden opening 4. It's that one. Now this song is pretty nice, and it really fits this part of the story where Asuma dies, Shikamaru has to go and fight against Hidan. It just serves perfectly as the opening for that part of the story. It's just the perfect encapsulation for what's happening in the story, what the lyrics are singing, and also just the melody itself. It's a tragic song, kinda, but also it's not slow and boring. It has a ring to it, and I think this opening is pretty underrated. Many people don't even notice it, but it's a cool one. Also, the visuals are not bad at all. Like, the fights we get in the opening are pretty cool, so not a bad opening at all. Number 13 is gonna be Remember, which is actually a full filler opening. It's Naruto Part 1 opening 8, but it's that this one is actually pretty iconic, and everybody has listened to it even though you didn't watch the fillers, and the song kind of rocks. It's the one that goes, whoa, 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 whoa. whoa, whoa. So yeah, I have no attachment to that part of the story, and I barely listened to it growing up, but it's just one of those classic Naruto openings that you just like because the song is really good, even though it's in a filler arc. Okay, now we're gonna get into the blasphemous part of the list. A lot of people are gonna complain in the comments about my next pickings, but it is what it is. The 4 next pickings are gonna be very controversial, so let's get through them, shall we? Number 12 is gonna be Go, aka Fighting Dreamers. We are fighting dreamers. I know this is extremely iconic. A lot of people love this song. A lot of people are gonna put it in first place, and I don't dislike it. After all, it's in 12th place out of 29. It's just not one of my favorites, you know? It isn't a really cool part of the story, which is when we get introduced to Itachi and all those crazy things are happening. The search for Tsunade arc and all that. And the music is good. It's just not really my, you know, cup of tea. I find it okay, and the visuals are pretty cool. There's some funny parts of that opening. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not a big Flow fan, which is the band that plays this song. And this may be very blasphemous because I know a lot of people love Flow, especially another song that they have for a Naruto opening that's gonna come shortly. Overall, not a bad opening, it's just not my favorite. Oh, this next one's gonna be a doozy as well. Number 11, Bluebird, Naruto Shippuden Opening 3. A while ago, I made a poll on my channel asking for you guys' favorite opening, and Bluebird won by kind of a landslide. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad song, it's not a bad opening, you know? Aoi, aoi, ano sora, it's very good, you know, you can sing along. It has a nice melody to it, but it's not the best one, not even close to it. And also, it's in a filler arc, guys. I don't know if you remember it, but you know, Bluebird is a filler opening. I will say the visuals for that opening are really good with a Bluebird, ironically enough. It's a good song. I could listen to it, you know, from time to time, but it's not the best Naruto opening in terms of the music, and also in terms of where it's located in the series because it's a filler opening, and I know why this opening is so beloved. It's because, first of all, it is a good song, but most importantly, people can sing along to the chorus, which is something most people can't do for many of the Naruto openings. After all, they are in Japanese, so it's not the easiest thing to learn, especially when they sing pretty fast, but aoi, aoi, ano sora is really easy to sing along. Now, this kind of happens with my favorite ever band, which is Rammstein, and their most popular song by far is Du hast, which is one of my least favorite songs of Rammstein, but it's the most popular one because it's the easiest one to sing along, especially the chorus. It's just du hast mich. And yeah, it's in German, but it's really easy to pick up on it, so like you can just sing along with the singer. Unlike most of the Rammstein songs, which are faster, have more complicated lyrics, so people that don't speak fluent German, they're not gonna be invested in them as enough to go like, oh, let me sing along with it. It's the same thing with Bluebird. It's really easy to sing it, and that's why people love it. But if you are one of those that absolutely adores this opening and says that, oh, this is the best Naruto opening, listen to every single Naruto opening again. You're probably gonna change your mind, especially if you listen to them with the lyrics on. Obviously not the Japanese kanji and stuff with actual letters so you can properly read them, but if you learn how to sing along, you're probably gonna enjoy them more, and there are better songs than Bluebird. Anyways, moving on to number 10, this is gonna be as controversial as Bluebird, I suppose, which is gonna be Sign, Naruto Shippuden Opening 6. Now, Sign is an absolute classic. I realize the screaming pain, hearing loud in my brain, but I'm going straight ahead with this car. It's probably the second most picked for favorite opening in the Naruto series, and this one, I understand the reasons. It's a very emotional song. You see Itachi and Sasuke, then Jiraiya and Naruto, and we know Itachi and Jiraiya die in the arc that the song is happening, so it's very emotional, almost cheaply so, but it's very effective. And yeah, the part of the story this opening is happening is one of the best parts in shonen genre, not just in the Naruto series. The opening has very good visuals with the black and white in the beginning, and then the fights in the middle of it are very exciting, kinetic, and energetic. And the song is pretty good, but that's about it. I am not the biggest fan of the song itself. Like, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, it's a fine song. It's just not something that really pumps me up, or excites me, or that touches me. And as I said before, I'm not the biggest Flow fan, and they also play this song, so yeah, I guess, well, they're probably not for me very much, but a lot of people love this song, and there's nothing wrong with you loving this song. Just like there's nothing wrong with you loving any of these songs that are ranked lower than what you think I should have. But yeah, Sign is an absolute classic Naruto opening, and it deserves to be in the top 10, I'd say. It's number 10 after all. Alright, so now we're getting to the Naruto openings that I do not skip when I watch the anime. So these openings, I like a lot, all of them. Obviously, they're still in order from the ones I like the least to the ones I like the most, but I'm never gonna skip any of these openings in a normal situation, just because they're awesome. I like to listen to them when I'm watching the episodes. Number 9 is gonna be No Boy, No Cry, Naruto Part 1, Opening 6. Now, this opening is happening in probably the best part of the Naruto series, period, which is the Naruto versus Sasuke fight in the Valley of the End in Naruto Part 1, which is the best fight in the shonen genre. And this song hits hard. It has a visceral, raw feeling to it, like, it's awesome, dude. I know some people don't like this song because it has a lot of that guttural to it, but I like that a lot, and it's not overused anyway here. It's really well done. The visuals are nice. It's just epic. It's an extremely hype song too. Like, this is an amazing opening, and I'll defend this one. Man, if people say it's bad, you're just wrong. This opening is amazing. Number 8 is gonna be Silhouette, Naruto Shippuden Opening 16. And yeah, this is the quintessential anime opening. Let's put it that way. It just kind of encapsulates what anime is in a song, which is kind of amazing to me. And if you asked me a few years ago, I would have ranked this song much lower than I'm ranking it right now at number 8. But this song has really grown on me over the years. Like, just the beginning of it, with all those face changing, then looking around, the quick edits in the beginning of the song. This is like, okay, this is what an anime opening is by default, kinda. And this is what a lot of people use when they're making memes about anime or just making fun of the genre, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. Like, it's funny that it's a Naruto song that became like the standard anime song, and it's a pretty good song. Like, yeah, sure, the guy has a very high-pitched voice, kind of too high-pitched for my taste, but I got used to it, and now I just kind of like the song. It's a good song. It was also popularized by Filthy Frank back in the day when he used this song to make his videos and make fun of the anime genre and the weebs and all that. So I really like Filthy Frank's. It's just a song that I enjoy, man. A lot of things have mixed together to make me put this song so high up, and it's also in a pretty good part of the story, the part of the arc where Kaguya hasn't arrived yet. They're fighting against moderates, actually pretty cool stuff happening, and there's a lot of cool animation in this opening, like Madara dancing around, fighting people. It's a cool opening. Number 7 is gonna be Blood Circulator, Naruto Shippuden Opening 19. It's that one. It happens in the Naruto vs Sasuke climactic final battle in the Valley of the End. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of that part of the story, especially because of what happened before it, aka Kaguya and Black Zetsu, this song goes very hard. And it's a perfect song to encapsulate the Naruto vs Sasuke fight happening there. It's a very hype song, let's put it that way. And I'm a massive fan of Asian Kung Fu Generation, which is the band that plays this song. They're just a nice rock band from Japan. It's pretty awesome. Like, they've done a lot of openings over the years, and this one is just one of their best ones. It's just a really cool song. Number 6 is gonna be Tsuki no Kisa, Naruto Shippuden Opening 14. Now, this song happens in a pretty interesting part of the war. Sure, the Kabuto versus Itachi and Sasuke fight is not my favorite section of the war because Kabuto is not a character that I enjoy very much, but it's also happening during the Madara versus 5 Kage fight, and there's so many cool things about this opening. First of all, it has a very different feel to any other opening in the Naruto series, and it's in a good way. It's a calmer song. It reminds you more of pop than rock, but it's not sleep-inducing at all. It's very well done. It has kind of an epic, somber tone, but it's not fast. And the lady's voice that sings that, it's pretty damn good. Also, the visuals being all red around the opening just gives you this absolutely cool sense to the war, like the blood that's happening, the death, the destruction, contrasted by the calmer demeanor of the singing. And obviously the red kind of refers to the big red moon that's about happening in the war. It's in the name of the song, Tsuki no Kisa, like the big moon. That's kind of the translation for it. The red visuals are amazing. I'd say this opening has the best visuals in any opening of the Naruto series, and the song's also really damn good. So yeah, it's gonna rank very high up. Number 5, we have Diver, Naruto Shippuden Opening 8. And man, this opening is so much wasted potential. Like, the song is really, really good. Very nice rock song. Very anime vibe to it too. The visuals for this opening are absolutely amazing, with Naruto sinking into the water. You know the name of the song, Diver. Well, yeah, exactly what's happening there. Naruto is sinking into the water, into the darkness, because bad things are happening to him all around. But then his friends come up and raise him above the water. It's amazing visual storytelling in that opening. It's so cathartic as well when you watch Naruto rising above the water and the music swells and you see all those things happening. But it's a filler opening, guys. Why is Diver a filler opening? It's such an amazing opening that the waste with the garbage filler that happens after the pain arc, it's infuriating. Like, I swear, if they had swapped openings, if they had put Diver at the pain arc and the other, the pain arc opening for the filler crap, Diver would probably rank higher than Sign, than Bluebird as the most liked opening in the Naruto series overall. Seriously, it's such a good opening, but why is it in the filler arc? I just can't get over that fact. That's why it's probably not gonna rank higher on my list. If it wasn't an amazing arc of the series, then it probably would have, but it's not. So even though it serves for the opening of this cesspool of episodes in the Naruto Shippuden era, it's still gonna rank really high because the music and the visuals are so amazing. But other than that, like, it could have been much, much greater, man. Number 4, Lovers. Naruto Shippuden opening 9. It's that one. This is an amazing opening that gets very much overlooked, just like the 5 Kage Summit arc, which this opening serves as the opening to, has, a lot of haters, undeservedly so, because the 5 Kage Summit arc is goated, and so is its opening. The song is so cool and hype and different from the others as well, and the visuals with those rocks breaking and Sakura and Sasuke and their feelings towards each other and all the crap that's happening in the 5 Kage Summit arc, it's amazing. This opening is great. It's such a shame people overlook it because 5 Kage Summit arc is trash, man. Naruto fell off after the pain arc. It didn't. Yes, there were moments in the war arc that were terrible. Kaguya, the first day of the war, wasn't great either. But the 5 Kage Summit arc, especially in the manga, because then you don't have to go through all the filler garbage that happens in between the 5 Kage Summit and the pain arc, which is where Diver was as the opening. The 5 Kage Summit arc is pretty great. Go reread it. And also re-watch this opening too, because it's a very good one. It fits the tone of the arc perfectly. Like, probably the best one in terms of fitting the tone. And it's just a good song with good visuals. What can I say? Number 3, Seishun Kyoso Kyoku, which is Naruto Part 1, opening 5. It's the one. Now, this is the opening for the best arc of the series, the 5 Kage Summit arc, even though there is the other opening, more specifically in the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, which is No Boy No Cry, which we've talked about. It was number 9 here. It's a really good one, but this one is even better. It has a somber tone, but also an epic tone to it, which also fits perfectly with what's happening in the story with Sasuke leaving the village, his friends desperately going after him, trying to get him back. It's the opening for when the boys learned how hard life could get in the Sasuke retrieval arc, because things got really bad for a second there. We thought Neji, Choji, everybody was gonna die essentially. And this opening has an amazing song, really cool visuals, beginning with that very bright yellow tone. It's so striking, like it catches your eye really fast, and you never feel like skipping this opening because of it, and also because the song starts so cool. The song is just really damn great, and I think people underrate this opening a lot. Nobody ever talks about it, but it's an amazing opening. Like, it's my top 3. You should definitely listen to it again, especially if you rewatch the Sasuke retrieval arc. Moving on to number 2, Heroes Come Back. Naruto Shippuden opening 1. That opening is absolute hype. I mean, there's not many things that can get more hype than that. You just got done with those massive filler seasons, Naruto Part 1. Finally, you're gonna get to the time skip, and you get introduced to it with this banger of an opening. It's just an amazing song that gets you pumped for what's gonna happen in the series. It makes you even more excited about watching Naruto again, what's gonna happen when they're grown up. And they're like 4 guys that sing this song in different tones in their voices. Like, it's pretty cool. There's even a guy that's just like a guttural rap stuff. Like, it's pretty amazing. And whenever I watch this opening, I just just get this nostalgic feeling of me watching Naruto Part 1 again in like 2009. And that's the thing, Naruto Shippuden wasn't really on TV back then. But we kinda knew that Naruto Shippuden existed because the internet existed, and we saw images of Naruto. Oh, he's bigger now! Oh, everybody is more powerful! And crazy things are happening, but we can't watch it, it's so frustrating. Then again, we found a way to circumvent the conventional means and watch Naruto Shippuden online, if you catch my drift, in like 240p, but we did, and when we first saw this opening, it was absolute hype, and it just brings me back to those days. Everything about this song is so perfect, because, oh, they're doing the countdown every time a new character shows up with a new design, you get a new letter for the Shippuden logo, while the song is kicking in, and it rocks, dude. It's such a good opening. I love this one so much. And number one, the best Naruto opening, and probably one of the best anime openings of all time, Haruka Kanata. Naruto Part 1 Opening 2. There's so many things that make this opening great. First of all, this song is absolutely amazing. It builds up until it releases. The climax of the song feels so energetic, and like, it's just like, it's amazing. The visuals as well, with the teams and everybody, and this is also the opening for the Gaara versus Rock Lee fight, which is one of the best moments of the series, and it's just an amazing rock song by Asian Kung Fu Generation again. I like those guys a lot, but that's probably not the main reason why I'm putting this on number one. No, it's because back in the day when I watched Naruto on TV, they only had the rights for Naruto up until the part where Jiraiya shows up, and this was a long time ago, maybe like 2007, 2008, I'm not sure, but I know that I watched Naruto several times up until Jiraiya showed up right before the final round of the Chunin exam starts, and I watched it every day after I came back from school. And then, well, whenever I got to that episode that Jiraiya appeared, I'm like, oh, okay, tomorrow is gonna be episode 1 again, everything is gonna start over. I watched the Land of Waves arc like 20 times because of this, and until Jiraiya appears, that gives you about like 60 episodes of the Naruto series, and they use the same opening for all those 60 episodes, which is that alternative version of the first opening, which is just like, ah, so the guy screaming, it's like a 30-second opening. And yeah, whenever Jiraiya appeared, I knew, oh, okay, we're gonna have to watch everything again, which I didn't mind too much because I just liked Naruto. But you know, I always wanted to see what happens next, but they just didn't have the rights for it or whatever. And then one of those days where I knew we were gonna get the first episode again because the previous day we saw Jiraiya, I came back from school, I turned on the TV, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's watch Naruto episode 1 again, it's gonna be fun. But something unexpected happened. When the episode started, a different opening kicked in with this awesome rock song, like, and I was, wait, what's happening here? I was very confused. I was like, no way, we're gonna see the rest of the story? And then I waited for this opening to end. I was like mesmerized by it because it was something different, and it was an amazing song. And then, for my shock and utter joy, we were going to continue the story. We're gonna see what happens next. We're not gonna go back to Naruto episode 1 again. And this is the day I'll never forget. Like, I remember up until this day, I was watching Haruka Kanata for the first time, every single team like rotating in the opening in that very iconic part of the song, and it was just amazing because we're gonna see what was gonna happen next in the Naruto series. And I remember the next day in school, everybody was talking about, oh, did you see, we're gonna actually see the rest of the story, we're not gonna go back to episode 1, because I always talked with my friends about Naruto, we always watched the episodes and stuff, and the story continued. And that day in school was crazy because everybody was talking about Naruto. I was like in what, 2nd grade, or I don't know, I don't remember, but it's just one of those core memories from childhood that are very cool. And Haruka Kanata has a lot to do with it because it was the first thing I saw when the new episode was about to come out. So yeah, on top of Haruka Kanata being an amazing song, having amazing visuals, and being an amazing part of the story, it's also very nostalgic for me, so it definitely goes on number 1. I want to know what's your ranking. As I said before, you don't have to rank all 29 songs, but give me your top 5, top 10, and also give me your most hated opening. That's gonna be fun to debate in the comments. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. This really helps the channel out, so please do. And you can also ring the notification bell so you always know when videos come out. Watch this other cool Naruto video right here, and thank you so much for watching, guys.